This bucking station has drastically improved my firewood operation. Today, let me show you how and why. So with this firewood bucking station that I built here, you can see the build of this bucking station in the link card above, and I'll also have a link in the description below. So far I have produced 1.5, 2.5, so this is one full cord here, or 3 face cords. This is one row, that's 1.5 face cord or half of a cord. And then this half a row or one row here is another half of a cord or 1.5 face cords. I've produced two full cord or 6 face cord of firewood, plus whatever we got sitting down here, a little extra. With this wood splitter, the County Line 25-ton wood splitter, and my MS462 chainsaw, this firewood bucking station has been a drastic improvement to the firewood operation. It also has really benefited my body. Now, I really should have sunglasses out here. It's super bright, the sun is out, it's warm out. This is a warm, sunny February day for some odd reason. I'm in a sweatshirt, which is not normal. What a weird winter, huh? What I mean by body is that this thing has really improved the effects on my body when I'm actually going through and processing the firewood. In my previous workflows of producing firewood, you can see a bunch of videos. I've got them all over. Just take a look at this firewood playlist and you can see what I've done in the past. But I would essentially put the logs on the ground and then cut the logs in the rounds right on the ground or in the pile a little bit. And I was always bending over, and that was really hard on my back. I've had some back injuries in the last year, so I really wanted to avoid more back injuries. So being able to keep the firewood rounds at waist height, where the rounds are here, I can just pick them up, lift them, bring them over the splitter, set them on the splitter. Makes things a lot easier on my back, my body. Now, if I could get into the process of squatting a little bit more, that'd be better for me. But just for my back health, this is way better. Being able to keep everything at waist level, being able to lift it up and move it around that way. It's also minimizing touches. In the past, I would cut the log and then throw the round on a pile and then come back later and split it. So I'm minimizing touches. Now I'm just cutting it, letting it sit. I grab it, take it over the splitter, set it down. So I'm eliminating 1 or 2 touches where in the past I'd have to pick it up off the ground, toss it or carry it over in a pile, let it sit there, and then when I'm ready to split it, go over, grab it, pull it off that pile, set it on the splitter, and then split it. So we're eliminating 1 or 2 touches and time with producing firewood. So this is really helpful in that aspect. Another thing that's a benefit of this firewood bucket station, I designed my bunks to be exactly 16 inches apart. And then I have these extensions on the ends where I'm able to cut the log off to start my round. And then I can move over, eyeball in between the bunk and cut right down the middle of the opening. And that would be exactly 16 inches from this cut over to the end. And then I just continue down all the way down the log and cut. And then when I get to the end, typically one of the ends I have lined up with the end of the extension on this end, and then I'd cut the excess off on that end. What I'm getting at here is I'm able to produce consistently or better and more consistent firewood. I'm not relying on a device that's hanging off the side of the saw, a laser or zip tie, or that aluminum rod. You can see that in previous videos. I'm not relying on some sort of device to maintain lengths. I can eyeball it and get it within an inch or two, within an inch, making equal length firewood all the way across. Another benefit is with my 20-inch bar. Now, if I had a 24 or 30-inch bar, this would even better. I can cut multiple logs at once. In this case, I've got 2 logs. They're probably 8 to 10 inches in diameter, and I'm able to take my saw and cut through both of them at one time. So let's take a look at that. As you see, I was able to get some consistent lengths, cutting along the way, and now I have access to these logs. They're right here. Waist height, easy access to carry them over to the splitter. I'm not bending over, reaching down to pick these pieces up. Another huge benefit to this bucking station is I'm able to have the bucking station in my area where I'm going to be stacking this firewood. Now, if I had IBC totes, I could have this anywhere I wanted, especially in a spot where I wouldn't really have to clean up the ground. In this spot, I have to, once we're done here, I'll clean up the ground, rake it, get rid of all the sawdust and stuff that falls on the ground. But the benefit I find with this is it is mobile. I can use a tractor to move it around. Right here, when I was working on the other side of this log stack and stacking those face cords on the backside over here, I had this bucking station on the other side of the stack. And I'd carry it, take the tractor, load the logs on the bunks, cut them up, and then now, once I cut them, carry them over, throw them on the splitter. I've got the splitter positioned so I can just take them off the splitter, turn them, set them on the stacks here, and it's less touches. I don't have to manipulate and move around, move split firewood around. I can right away, right after coming off the splitter, go and set them right on the stack, and they're ready to be drying. This stuff is already kind of get some checking on it. It's only been out here for a week maybe, and it's starting to get checked. So that is a huge benefit. I can move this firewood bucking station around and have it wherever I want it to, and move it around the property, wherever I need to be stacking and cutting firewood. Now, you might be wondering how you can get your hands on a firewood bucking station such as this. My first step advice that I would give you is to go to my website, a link in the description below, outdoorsengineer.com, and check out there. I've got free plans for this exact firewood bucking station. You have to add them to your cart. They're zero cost. You won't have to pay anything. But add them to your cart, check out, zero cost, and then you'll be sent a download link for the free plans for this exact firewood bucking station. It's got a detailed cut list of all the different parts that go into building it and different supplies that you might need. And then also it's got detailed images and dimensions and pictures of the actual build and the different steps associated with building this firewood bucking station. So go to outdoorsengineer.com, add the plans to your cart, and then you'll be emailed a link to the download. Number two, go check out this video right here. It is a detailed video on how I built this firewood bucking station.